All right. I was invited to this stage to tell you about Zabbix translation system. But once I began preparing my presentation, I realized that I cannot just talk about the workflows and processes because the real engine behind Zabbix translations is not the system that we use. There is something much more important without which all of these processes will lead to nowhere. And by the end of my speech, you will understand what it is. So sorry, Alexei, if my presentation today will not be quite that what you expected. So when I just started working at Zabbix, I found a bug report about fixing a documentation page in Portuguese. So back then we didn't have Zabbix Brazil office yet, and actually it was 3 years ago. So this is about Portuguese, a language that I don't speak. Then all we have to do is assign the task to the correct person, right? So with this, I went straight to my mentor and asked him who can fix this, but his answer basically turned my world upside down. I have to confess, I have never worked in an open source project before Zabbix. So there I am, a new employee trying to fix as many things as possible and close as many tasks as possible. And I ask him, who can fix this bug report? And the answer I get, nobody. Nobody. All translations in Zabbix are maintained by the community. So eventually someone will update this page and fix this. And basically what he said to me was this. Zabbix documentation has been translated into 6 different languages entirely by the efforts of fans and partners from all around the world. How amazing is that? But let me tell you a bit more about the scope of this project. So the documentation has 758 pages and over 1,700 images and 434,000 words. Do you guys know how big the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy is? We're not there yet, but we are very close. And this count is just for one version of Zabbix, for Zabbix 6.0 manual in English only. So who actually writes those pages? I'd like to show you the Zabbix documentation team that's us at work, and my colleagues are here in this room. Please feel free to approach them, share your feedback. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So there are 4 people who actually write and maintain the English documentation daily. We add new features, we fix bug reports that you guys send us, and even when Zabbix version is released, this process doesn't stop. So that doesn't make translators' life any easier, does it? You cannot just translate something and forget about it, because eventually that will get outdated. And yet there are people who choose to spend their free time, probably grab a cup of coffee or beer, I don't know, that's how I picture them, and sit down in their evening to translate Zabbix into their native language. This is really cool. But going back to the Portuguese bug report, back then, there was no way for us to notify the translators which specific pages needed their attention. So the only way for us, and as well for translators, to find out if the documentation is still up to date was to actually manually open the page and compare it with the English version. So you would have to do it 700 times, right? Not ideal. And last year, we started looking for a better solution, and eventually we found a platform that seemed to be perfectly in line with our needs. And we tested it ourselves, everything looked cool, everything was so convenient, and then we introduced the system to the translators, and something went wrong. People just didn't come. So after months of research, discussions, team hours spent on implementing this platform, our translators didn't want to use it. That moment seemed very close to a failure, and I was about to admit it. But we decided not to give up, and we gathered some focus group, we listened to users' feedback, and we made few improvements. And then we asked our marketing team and our regional offices to help us spread the word that we have this system, and eventually that started working. Here is how the translation progress looked in January this year. 0. We had to drop all existing documentation translations and start everything from scratch. And it's been 9 months from that point. And can you guess how far along have we gone now? And so this is what we have today. And if you take a closer look, you will notice that Chinese and Japanese languages are almost fully translated. Indeed, Japanese is 98% translated. French is almost fully translated. And then Portuguese is very close to being fully translated, and Dutch is more than halfway translated, and these numbers, they keep growing every day. So how did we get there? Is it because of the new platform and its convenient features, such as term vocabulary and built-in Google Translate integration, as well as translation memory that helps you translate similar phrases? Or did it happen because of the translation management system that we were going after in the first place? Because yes, right now you can see where the changes are needed and which pages need translation attention down to the specific paragraph. Or maybe it happened because of the translator reward program that we introduced later this year. Right now, if anyone who translates Zabbix documentation can get a small souvenir from Zabbix for the first 250 strings that you translate. And if you keep working, you can get a branded water bottle, and at 1,000 strings, you will actually get a Zabbix backpack and the official Zabbix translator certificate. Here is my colleague Mauricio. He's going to show this backpack. Yes, the backpacks are very nice, by the way. I like them. So here's the backpack. And if you keep translating past 1,000 string and make it all the way to the level 4, the translation leader, you will receive a free Zabbix certified specialist training spot for 6.0 version, which is very nice. So yes, while all of this helps, no translations will happen without the people who make it happen. And I would like you guys to meet some of Zabbix translators. OK, there we go. So these are the people who help us make Zabbix available in different languages. And while we usually send the gifts to our translators by mail, and we check the numbers at the beginning of each month and then ship the parcels, we knew that some of these guys are coming here today, and we would like to welcome you guys on this stage. I would like to ask Brian van Bekel to come up to this stage. Brian, are you here with us? Hey, there you are. Hey, Mauricio, can you help us? Thank you, Brian. Brian's been translating Zabbix into Dutch. Yeah, please. And also, I'd like to ask Florent Passiro to join us. I can stay. Please stay. Just don't leave. Florent Passiro, are you here today? Is Florent coming? I think he is not here. And also, I'd like to ask Alexei Pustavalov to come here. He is Zabbix support employee. And where he is, though? Alexei is probably not here. I have already seen him. OK, let's see if he comes. And while all of these rewards are officially applied to Zabbix documentation, we would like to make one more special recognition today. We have a very active Zabbix front-end translator, Tomasz Hershmanek. Tomasz, please come up. And he alone has translated 10,000 front-end strings into Czech language. Thank you. Thank you. OK, so looks like Alexei and Florent are not joining us, but you guys can collect your rewards later. If you're here at the conference, we'll try to find you after the speech. OK, so thank you, guys. Just you can stay. Yeah, let's stay. Nathan, OK. OK, then thanks. So if anyone else wants to join Zabbix Translators family, this is very easy to do. All you need to do is go to the translate.zabbix.com and press the bright white Apply Now button. It will take you to the short registration form, and once you fill out this form, you will receive your login and password from us within the next, I would say, 24 hours on average. But we process the applications manually, so just in case it takes some time, please bear with us. And once you receive your credentials and brief instructions, you can start translating right away. But you know what is the main lesson that I learned here at Zabbix? No matter how perfect your workflows and processes are, the real power that makes things happen is people. And Zabbix community is truly amazing at this. So the real power behind Zabbix translations is Zabbix translators. Thank you, guys. And actually, thanks to that person who fixed the Portuguese page 3 years ago. And to all other translators whom we didn't mention today. I'm extremely honored to be part of this system. Thank you.